Let me take the privilege to introduce Session 2 resource person Sri Ramesh Vemuganti Garu, a global trainer, Hyderabad. Sri Ramesh Venuganti Garu is a BTech in ECE from JNTU, Hyderabad, with an MBA in Marketing Management from Osmania University Campus College. He's a school topper, a rank holder in intermediate, and attained distinction in engineering. Has over 20 years of experience in IT hardware, sales and marketing services, sales, networking, training, systems integration, marketing, various brands of companies, HP like HP, IBM, Cisco PCs, servers, and networking equipment, laptops, and other higher end tech solutions, systems, and services. He worked for IT pioneers like PSI Data Systems, Unicap, Modi Group, Business Link, others from sales executive to CEO level positions. Also an entrepreneur for 5 years in computer hardware, peripherals, media, training, and services. As a foreign quality assurance expert and higher education consultant to Bangladesh universities and made 11 visits to Dhaka and Chittagong. He conducted more than 200 training sessions in various topics in entrepreneurship, sales, innovation management, technology management, management skills for professionals, entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs in corporates like BHEL, NTPC, NADT, Nagpur, FAPSI, ALE, AP, Dr. MCR, HRD, professional bodies and institutions. He is a faculty trained and resource person for Central University, Hyderabad, and several other institutes. He was an invited speaker in topics like faculty development programs, digital management, sales, marketing, HR, entrepreneurship, etiquette and personal grooming, managerial skills, innovations management, leadership, technology management, employability skills, etc. He does sections for civil services officers at Dr. MCR, HRD, and NADT Nagpur in innovative thinking, good governance, and stress management. Sir delivered a talk on technology management for a competitive edge at ITU, Silicon Valley, San Jose, California, and attended by around 125 professionals and students. Sir delivered over 3,000 lectures in various subjects and topics and diverse aspects of management, around 17 years of teaching MBA technology management, and a flagship program of Osmania University for working professionals, faculty, and fresh graduates and entrepreneurs. Ramesh Vemuganti is a regular speaker on TV shows, offering suggestions and views on various topics such as management skills, entrepreneurship, performance, motivation, leadership, economic growth, etc. Sir, we welcome you, sir, for the session. And the topic of the session is organizational resilience in pandemic times. Over to Ramesh Vemuganti garu.
Well, good morning and good afternoon to each one of you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Firstly, it's a pretty good feeling to talk to you because we are from the faculty fraternity, and it makes a big difference when we share our knowledge and experiences. The topic for the day, organizational resilience, is extremely important and relevant, and we are all looking forward to being more and more resilient. What I'll do is, my sessions are generally interactive. Okay. So there'll be some questions and then some PPTs, then sharing, then towards the end, it will be summarizing. The last 5 minutes we'll devote to summarizing. Q&A, you can plan, if it is comfortable, you can have it in between or you can have it later on. Whatever, Dr. Prasad, what do you feel?
Sir, it's up to the participants. They can put in the chat box.
Okay.
Or else at the end, before 5 minutes, we can ask the participants if they have any questions, they can.
Right. So it is 12:35 now. We closed, right? 1:35, right?
Yes, sir.
Can go get going.
Yes, sir.
I think people are just joining more, right?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. So in the meanwhile, what we will do is a couple of basic questions, then we move on to the main topic. What I'll do is whatever we talk, ultimately we will go to the topic. Okay. So that is what is what we can do more as faculty. We can share more, talk more, brainstorm more, research more in a short time. Okay, that's an advantage. It's a lovely feeling to be here. So let us start with the first question which is really at the top of the mind. Any field today, who is a winner? Winner means not a prize winner, a performer. Any field, your employee, employer, faculty, professional, politician, artist, anyone. What is that one quality which makes a winner? Keep talking, keep sharing in the chat box, or I think first 2-3 minutes, 3-4 minutes, we will have a verbal also, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, better we can have. Who is a winner today? What is that one quality? In the pandemic we have seen.
Who don't have any opposition?
Determination, commitment, quality, commitment. Don't have opposition. Okay. In the pandemic, we have seen some companies survived, right? Some companies thrived, whereas a large number got into the red and all kinds of problems. What is the reason? Loyalty and what else? One quality. Okay, I'll give a small clue. Self-belief, fine. Starts with L.
A good leadership.
No, that's not the answer. Yeah. Simple, L. Dash are winners. L are winners. What is L? Yeah. Pratima Bhatt, learners. Yes, she's right. Can you give a round of applause to Pratima Bhatt, please? Everybody can clap. Yes. Today, people are knowledgeable. People are intelligent. People have resources. People are courageous. People have good communication. People have a right attitude. People are empathetic. There are a lot of qualities, and all the loyalty and all the qualities which you mentioned. The most important of all is a learning attitude. Who is left today? Look at all the companies in March 2020 and November 2021. How many companies have gone out of the system? Because the topic is only organizations. Let's talk of companies, organizations, small, medium, especially the small and medium level. See, large companies, large organizations, MNCs, they all did well. In fact, I will share with you, they did well and they thrived. The turnovers got increased rapidly. But basically the startups, the micro, the small and medium enterprises, small business owners, daily vendors, they were worst affected. Here also, the one who survived are excellent learners. So learners are winners. The first thing we talk with. So organization resilience starts with learning. Any organization which has been continuously involved in learning has won. Let's take the example of Infosys campus in Mysore. The learning which an employee of Infosys undergoes the first 1 year of his joining is as rigorous as the top B school in India, Asia. Okay, as rigorous, extremely rigorous, continuous learning. So no wonder they are the leading today. Anyone wants to computerize their banking operations or banks, first thing they think of Infosys. They have laid a standard. They have set the standards. They have set the ball rolling. So they are the learners. So all the toppers in their respective fields, respective sectors, are brilliant learners. Okay. Now the next question is, what is resilience? Flexibility, agility, and Why only organizations which are resilient have survived? Is it just flexibility or something more? You can even talk, please, or verbally. No problem. We can discuss next. Because yesterday's solution will not solve tomorrow's problem. Recover quickly. Okay. Immediate solution, right? For a problem. Any one or two more? There are some interesting examples of very small companies who have really adopted themselves and became flexible and survived. Amazing. Why others could not do it is a question mark. Because India needs employment. India wants the small and medium enterprises to do well. They create wealth, they create employment. They add to the GDP. That didn't happen, all right? So the resilience is an important factor. Change is permanent, okay? Find new ideas, good. So what we are saying is good answers, good show, each one of you. Now, what I'm saying is resilience is a combination of several things. It is not just flexibility. It is not just toughness. It is not just elasticity. It is not just endurance or adaptability. It is a combination of all the things that makes an organization resilient. So this is the reason. And if an organization is resilient, it doesn't mean that it will continue to thrive and progress and succeed. No, but they can survive. First survive, yaar, after that you succeed. The progress comes after survival. Ratan Tata clearly said, what is that you will do in the pandemic? What is your top priority for the Tata Group? He said, first thing is survival. Forget about wherever you are as an employee, as an entrepreneur, whatever you faculty, you can be anybody. Just survive the pandemic. Then think of what you want to do. Many people are looking at losing their jobs. Many people are worried about income, so many other issues. But basically you are there, right? That is most important. Once jaan hai to jahan hai. Once you are there, then you can do anything. So that's what all organizations which are resilient, which are survived today, now they are getting on and starting the business and growing. The reason is they survived last 1.5 years. They survived. Yes, they closed shop. They closed operations for some time. They survived. Even today, if you look at it, we are from Hyderabad. If you look at the Madhapur, more than 60-70% of all the offices, people have not still gone to the work. The minister is giving dates. So all the tech companies, IT sector companies, they're yet to start their physical operations. So work from home is a next new normal. Earlier, work from home was an option. Today, work from home has become a normal. Again, the next normal is coming. So be resilient. As an individual, okay, be resilient. As Madame Curie said, nothing is to be feared in this world. Never fear anything. Okay, everything has to be understood. Knowledge defeats fear. Then make a note if you want. Knowledge defeats fear. Domain knowledge, expert knowledge, specialized knowledge, product knowledge, market knowledge. Increase your knowledge, increase your learning. I know some small and medium scale companies are continuously into learning and training last 1 year. They were paying less compared to previous, but They were continuously in the trading mode. And today they are ready for any kind of market fluctuation. They'll not only survive, they'll do well. This is what is resilience means. So with these few words, we'll just go to the slides and see how do I present. I'll do share now. Am I the host now? I think I'm already a host, right? I would like to present this slide. Good morning. Yeah, I want to share a PPT now. So where is the share? Dr. Ramesh or Ravi, anybody who is there? Dr. Prasad?
Sir,
Yeah, where is the sharing?
sir, the bottom
Yeah.
beside mic there is camera, then hand raise is there, then after there is share button.
Present now. Entire screen.
Yes, entire screen.
Okay. Yeah, got it. Thank you. Can you see the screen now? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Good. So
Yes,
let's
sir.
be ready with the questions and let's get going. Okay. Jean Charis said, the power of determination will make you unstoppable. Whatever may be the situations, pandemic, some other challenge we encounter, okay, we must always be determined. Once you have the internal determination, you can just keep going. So as faculty, you must be very determined to do what you want. So anything right for the department, for the for your institution, go ahead and do it. Face the challenges and do it. The entire COVID, entire organizational resilience, okay, the pandemic is all about a strong determination. In fact, as you will observe, people who got COVID, whether it is mild or medium level or severe, there are different levels. All those who came out are the people who had a very strong determination. It's one of the, I would say, the first important factor. That's important. So be determined, come what may. Crisis destroyed bad companies, survived good companies, and improved great companies. This is what Andy Grove said of Intel. It's not Inter. Okay? 1998. So what is true 21 years ago, 22 years plus, is very much true today. So it will improve great companies. Okay, and it will survive good companies. There is a spelling mistake there. Yeah. So today in the pandemic, some survived, some struggled, and some perished. Yes, some did survive. As you will observe, an important thing happened to our economy, which is becoming more of digital, especially with all the UPI and online transactions and credit cards and debit cards. It's all becoming a large component, the digital economy, anywhere from 4.5 to 15.5% of GDP. It is fluctuating. Today, approximately, I think 4.6 billion people are on internet. Any guess how many people are there in the world? And just talk. And how long it will take before everyone is...
Can you repeat your question again?
What is the population of the world? World population?
World population.
How many billion?
6 trillion app. Not sir, not chat. Don't know.
Anyone? And how long it will take before everybody is on the internet? That's what I'm asking. Like about 7.30 or 7.4 billion, right? 7.4 almost. So we are there 60% already on the net. So it means what? The world is shifting from offline to online. And survival will be for those who have a presence in online. As on today, you should be offline plus online. But after some time, we have to see. Your social media itself is crossing 4 billion. More than 50% of the people in the world are on social media. And if you take away the infants and the elderly, then only probably around 2 billion are still left. So these are all indicators and increasing at a rapid pace. The present economy is a knowledge-based economy. So any individual with knowledge, domain knowledge, relevant knowledge, deep knowledge, immediate knowledge can survive, prosper, progress and prosper. First survival, I always say, then progress, then prosper. Now when I say knowledge, what are the types of knowledge we are talking about? Any guess? In fact, all the employees of the organizations which have survived today have this knowledge. There are 4 or 5 types of knowledge. You must be very good in that. Yes, domain knowledge, yes. Inka, anything else? Or kuch?
Sir, self-efficacy.
Not soft skills. Knowledge related. What knowledge? Dash knowledge. There are 4 or 5 types of knowledge which everyone is required to know. Like if I ask you a question, who is the leading management guru of India today, management expert, who's making waves globally? Anyone knows? See, we have been reading about Western management for long, but it's time we also know that Indian management experts are making waves. Who is the most hot management expert today? Management consultant. Large companies are hiring, including your Ambanis and others. Who's writing books? Any guess? Yeah, that kind of knowledge is required today. Okay. So when I say which knowledge, it means subject knowledge, domain knowledge, product knowledge, market knowledge, sectoral knowledge. Today, every MBA should know sectors. You should only talk about sectors. Any company you talk, which sector is it? Is it in infra? Is it in IT? Is it in pharma? Is it in manufacturing? Is it hospitality? Which sector? Next is IR 4.0. Knowledge of IR 4.0. Now, those organizations who have these all types of knowledge, they have survived. You may be wondering who survived, how they survived. Small and medium level. Because most of the large companies, MNCs, this is all given, they already have it, and they go on improving on that. The problem is for the others. Subject knowledge, whatever is the subject, their own subject, their own technology, their own product. Everyone must be good in their subject. Manager should be good in HR. The faculty must be good in teaching, like that. Doctor must be good in diagnosis and surgery. Domain knowledge, what are your domain skills? What is your specialization? Is it biotechnology? Is it artificial intelligence? Is it supply chain management? You must have a very deep knowledge of your domain skills. You need knowledge of your skills also. Then the product knowledge. They had such thorough knowledge of the product they are dealing, all the survivors in pandemic. Excellent deep in-depth knowledge. What is a product, where it can be positioned, how to position a product, how to package a product, how to offer a solution with a product. Product also means service. What will be the specifications? How can it address the pain points of a customer? How can you delight a customer with your product? Similarly, market knowledge. Who is the competitor? What is the government policy? What is the geographical market? Am I addressing only one state, entire country, entire globe? Market knowledge. Then sectoral knowledge. Which sector we are in? Are we in telecom? Are we in IT? Are we in pharma? Are we in infra? Are we in education? Today, online in education, again, online education has become a sector by itself. More than 20 lakh jobs are coming in the online education. So, someone who's having an idea, who was having a pharma company, manufacturing company, the pandemic came, manufacturing got closed, workers are not coming, there is no movement, the whole lockdown, they switched over to online education. They started a company and hired the right people and did online business, and they survived. And when the lockdown is over, they have come back and opened their pharma company also. So you need the understanding of sectors. Most of the small and medium enterprises are confined to their own sectors. An engineering unit in Ajmer, in Guwahati, in Lucknow, in Kerala, in Kottayam, wherever, is only looking about his own engineering unit. He doesn't think beyond engineering. That he can go and sell in the railways, Indian railways, he can go and sell in the steel industry, he can go and sell to the large companies. He doesn't think for any other sector. He thinks of only his unit. That is a problem. Please make a note of the point, start thinking. My objective is to make you think. And then last 15 minutes we'll have a discussion. You have good questions. And those who had a knowledge of sectors and a vision, they survived. Now finally, IR 4.0. What is IR 4.0? Today, all of us are going through that. So, what is it? IR stands for what?
Industry revolution.
Yeah. So, what does 4.0 include?
It is like what you call the phase where we are using more into internet devices, sensors, smart.
Good. Manoj speaker, what's your name?
Guru Murthy.
Yeah. Whenever you speak, just say your name and your institution and your state also. Which state?
Yeah.
Tamil
Sorry, yeah.
Tamil Nadu?
No, I'm from Andhra.
Which one?
Visakhapatnam.
Okay. Right? So let's understand what is IR. IR 1.0 was about steam engines. First time, 200 years back. James Watt steam engine, all of us studied. That was the first industrial revolution. Then the water power. Movement of water generated power. Then the mechanization. And all other cycles, bicycles, tricycles, factory equipment slowly started moving. Then the LST came, 2.0. When LST came, mass production of goods. Then 3.0 is electronics. Any idea when electronics came into the world? Which year? Yes. First vacuum tubes came, then transistors, then IC chips, then processors. So vacuum tubes came around 1940s. The electronics is not even 100 years old, but today electronics is ruling the world. 40 years back, if you did engineering, mechanical engineering was a universal branch. Today, BTech electronics is a universal branch. Universal means if you do your engineering in this special branch, you can always find some employment, some work, or your own enterprise. Always there is a demand in the market for your knowledge and skills. IT systems came. See, electronics came from physics. Physics is the mother subject. Your mathematics came, all of you know very well, maths also came from physics. So electronics is an offshoot of physics. If you are good in physics, you are good in electronics. Then after electronics, your IT, telecom, up to AI today, everything is part of electronics. The starting point. Automation came. Henry Ford came with the mass assembly. 1910. Assembly of cars is started around 1910. Today, even iPhones by Samsung are getting assembled, automated. Similarly, IR 4.0, cyber physical systems. Today we are going through this phase. So it is extremely important as faculty, teachers, management, and even other faculty streams. You should know. I'm not saying you should do a course in AI. No, not required. But you must be aware of this. Because if you have to understand the pandemic, you need to understand all these things. Because every organization, almost most of the organizations are implementing this. Artificial intelligence, smart cities. What is a smart city? You must define, you must know. Please Google and get to update with all these things. Because organizations which have understood these things have survived. Any organization which is in IR 4.0 today is surviving. That is what I am observing. And any organization which is not there in IR 4.0 is finding or struggling to survive. Because the opportunity is very less. IoT, Internet of Things, VR, virtual reality, AR, augmented reality, data analytics. This is the world today. So each one of you present over here should have a proper understanding of each idea and applications of these things. And what are the cyber physical systems? They are intelligent systems. They are computer system with a mechanism that is controlled or monitored by an algorithm. So your artificial intelligence is all about algorithms. Robot is algorithm. Industrial control system. Every machine will have their own sensors, their own algorithm. So they will be doing a self-monitoring, replacing what the earlier human being was doing. Now machines are doing by themselves. Robotics, medical monitoring. Most of the doctors' applications are all being automated with algorithms. Smart grids. You are not in one place. Chhattisgarh has a power plant for the entire Chhattisgarh. There is a grid. So you monitor the grid from a remote location. You don't have to be physically go and check if any problem is there. You can repair a grid network which is down from a very remote location. You can actually see the whole grid in your laptop or screens. There is a big revolution in screens. Flat screens are coming. Smart screens are coming. All the teaching is going on smart screens. Why I'm telling you is, the next few slides I'm printing are all related to this. So this is the next level presentation, please. For some of you, probably. You already seen this. So it's all about learning. 1.5 years back, I knew only X about this world today. Today I know 0.001x, and that itself is a huge difference. So, like me, each one of you, anyone who has been learning, like in the online environment in the last 1.5 years, many people have learned machine learning. Many people learned deep learning. Many people learned data analytics. 3 months course, 6 months course. Not only that, they got certifications.
ఈ షర్ట్ బాగుందండి బ్రహ్మాండంగా.
Yes.
షర్ట్
And
బాగుందండి, మంచి లుక్ వస్తుంది షర్ట్. మాకు కుట్టాడు అంటే లూజ్ కంటే కొద్దిగా టైట్ నీట్గా ఉంది. నైస్గా ఉంది, నీట్గా ఉంది.
kindly,
వర్కర్స్ కావాలా?
hello, kindly, mute please. Mute please.
ఈ మధ్య చాలా రోజులు అయింది చెక్ చేసి ఇవన్నీ చేసి. ఇది ఎప్పుడు? ఇది ఒక 5 సంవత్సరాలు అయింది.
Sir, please, sir, domain expert. The name is domain expert. Kindly mute yourself.
Kindly mute it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right? So that's what it is. Now, more than learning, it is a quick learning which is important. We will see in a couple of examples now. Some organizations who have done quick learning, they did well. So not just learning. Today, learning is immediate. Whatever you hear today till 1:30 in the session, at 2 o'clock you start implementing. It is for our own benefit, please. And if I find anything new in my session, I am also happy to take from you and implement it. Learning is not a one-way process. It's a two-way exchange. Now kindly read the case. Very simple case. I have given you some background. Write down about 5 steps. In about 5 minutes you can take. This is an exact story, okay? It's a real story which happened. I'm sharing with you. You can think your own way and write down 5 or 6. What did they do, those steps? Gurumurthy, can you read once? this entire slide.
An upcoming group of companies saw the need for healthcare items participated by COVID.
Precipitated.
Precipitated by COVID. Closed all operations for almost 1.5 months and spent clueless time during lockdown. Understood the dire need of protecting workforce and paid 3 months salary in advance along with basic grocery kits for 3 months. Realized the need for turnaround to rise up to the scenario. Made a successful business model and established the unit. How did they do it? The measures, steps they have adopted.
So please take 5 minutes and what do you think they have done? You can write in your own way, those 5 or 6 steps. Then we'll discuss another few minutes after. And just one line you make a note. They have started a healthcare this PPE kits and mask business. We are talking of that business successful business model. Because most in COVID, at least the last first few months, that was the only business which was really running. 2 businesses were running. One is online business, online education. Secondly, this healthcare. Kits, masks, shields. Yeah. It's okay, you can, because why I'm asking to write is, it's a very interesting model they have designed. So if anything matches, that means it's a good feeling. Yeah. Anybody ready? You can say yes. Just 2-3 people can share, then we'll discuss and go to the next point.
Sir, shall I share something?
Yeah, please.
Uh,
Your good name?
Dr. Dennis.
Yeah.
So I just share my views of understanding this case studies of one.
Yeah, yeah.
They have understand the extreme needs of the workforce
Hmm.
and plan to fulfill the needs of the workforce based on the urgency and started implementing the supplies to the workforce.
Yeah, and what last sentence is what?
It started implementing the supplying the needs of the workforce.
Supplying the needs. Okay. Yeah, you're right. That is one good point. Yes.
Yeah, I'm Gurumurthy here.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, she is like in the operation point of view. So they identified the immediate products which can able to sell and generate the revenue to help their staff and their needs. So what if I am in that place? What I would do is like I start do the deploy the smart devices, connect the complete the plant and make it as a smart factory. So upgrade all the infrastructure and connect with the smart devices. It's like a digital manufacturing. Then also do the digital marketing, deploy the digital marketing team, and also collaborate with the supply chain people so that they can also supply as per the digitally. I can send an email and or something like ERP systems. We can do that.
Yeah.
Then after that, the remote operations, like everything can be the entire plant wherever is possible. I will convert as a remotely operated. So that by using these smart devices and cyber what do you call it, devices,
Yeah.
then I will do the delivery. Delivery definitely I need to have some kind of two or three persons who can able to protect themselves and deliver it. So that is the plan which I want to implement it. I thought to meet the crisis and also to run my business sustainability, to meet my team, my company sustainability and my employee sustainability, my business sustainability.
Right.
The example which I quoting this one, there is a company in Visakhapatnam, Synergies Castings. So they do a lot of alloy wheels to the automotive companies and all. So they were shut down because of the lockdown. So they immediately started producing the masks, sanitizers, and face shields and all. So I went to one hospital. They put their advertisement. I was shocked because I know that company they are producing this alloy wheels and all. So I asked, I interacted with them. So they said this is the reason we are doing that because at least we want to safeguard our employees by providing the minimum basic salary.
Very
At the
good.
same time, to meet the immediate medical emergency requirement in the society.
Superb. Super. That is what is required. Anyone else, or shall we go to the next slide? Want to say anything?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah, please.
Yes, this is Sharad from Vadodara. Sir, what I have, instead of using, they have stopped the operation for 90 days. Okay, this indicates that they are using less hand of the employees and more head, and they have given ration and salary of that month. Means they earn the loyalty of the workforce.
Exactly.
And they also make them a sense of responsibility that we are facing problem and you have to use your inside, what is going on inside, what is your talent inside thinking thought process the organization has used, utilized during this 90 days. And it is enough for any organization if they use inside of the inside of a person's. That is what I think.
Absolutely right.
Thank you, sir.
Interesting point. Yes. Anybody else? Any other thing you want to observe? Share. Okay. Now we'll go to the Next slide, what they have done exactly. So Sharath and Gurumurthy and can read out. Just read. And
Okay. Started. Yes, I am ready.
Yeah.
Started conversation with relevant healthcare professional. Consolidated data needed to step into new Creno. Then converted suitable infrastructure for making medical disposable. Initiated technology developments activities and engaged with scientific communities. Jointly with DMRL, DRDO developed nano-based technology for antiviral coated fabric official documents. And quickly they reconfigure themselves and made the demand from various hospitals and other institutions. It is a success story in a way.
Everyone has got it, what they are saying, what they did?
Yes, sir.
The first thing what they did, they started with
Conversation with the relevant healthcare professionals.
basically most important is organization must be market oriented. It all starts with the market. It all starts with the customer. It all starts with the prospect. What do they want? And you have to start talking to them. The internal operations you can always gear up. Let me also tell you one more thing. Supposing you are manufacturing, making soaps in Vizag or in Nagpur or in Guwahati or Chandigarh, you can get the best source, the best technology in the world. Today, internet is available. World Wide Web is there. Google is there. You can get the source, the best of technology. If somebody offering a soap at 10 rupees, you can offer a soap at 5 rupees with a better technology. You can manage to get funding. You can also hire good people. You can set up the whole operation. Factory, premises, no issues. As they said, smart factory, smart office. You can set up all this. But the question is, who is going to sell your product? Sorry, who is going to buy your product? That is the biggest challenge. Today in India, they are talking of everything else excepting sell in India. They are saying make in India, they are saying digital India, they are saying startup India. Fine. Today the market is flooded with products and services. What do you want to make? Anything you touch, there are 10 different models available. From satellites to puppets, to iPhones, you name it, to furniture. What will you make? So basically start from the market. Look for an opportunity in the market. Look at a problem in the market which is not being addressed. What did Uber do? Uber understood that people are having a major challenge going for short visits from one place to another across the globe. Same case in Mexico, same in Switzerland, same case in Tamil Nadu, same in Bangladesh. So he started a ride, entire business without an office, just an innovative idea. That is what he has started on the market. So these people have started from the market. They started talking, then they consolidated the data. Then data. Today, let me tell you one thing important. Without data, there is no point in talking, any one of us. If you are making a decision today which does not have supportive data, please think again. You are working for an organization, you are a manager in an organization, project manager. Your colleague says, somebody is not working properly, okay, why don't you ask him to go? Some subordinate. Next question must be, where is the data? Tell me. Where all he has slipped? Was he given a warning? What did he do? Who is dealing with him? This is the data. The days are gone, 1960, 1970. Oh, somebody is not working, is not up to the mark, is not required. Okay, let him go. Today, no. Is he trainable? Can we change him? That's it. The importance of conversations, importance of market, importance of data. Then you convert your, see, our market wants medical disposables. These people converted their own IT company. They were having an IT company in different place in Andhra. They converted in Hyderabad. They converted all the companies into medical disposable units. Unit making. The next thing is they were short of knowledge. They went to DMRL, DRDO. Because basically the whole technology is about antiviral coated fabric. They cannot take chances. They are getting orders from hospitals for the masks and kits. They cannot goof up. They took an expert advice. When you take an expert advice, you are safe. Have a consultant. Many businesses are starving and closing and struggling because they don't have experts to guide them and consultants. Pay 10,000 per month for a consultant. Hire him for 6 months. He will set up the whole business for you and go away. Otherwise, you end up losing 1 crore. These people went for technology development activities. They engage in
Very, very good point. Sorry for disturbance, because most of the business they stuck up to upgrade their technology center. But when you hire and pay something and ask him to set up, so it's a very good idea. I want to do it in my office. Thank you. Sorry for disturbance.
That's okay. But please keep adding like that. That's what is important. That's important. See, just for you are not spending 1 lakh now for 6 months and you are losing 50 lakhs for 1 crore because you don't have an idea. Your same old equipment you are running and suddenly one day that equipment will conk off. Many organizations, small enterprises, they have gone for this ERP. All of you know ERP, right? So they went for ERP. They spent some 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. For 1.5 years, they are not utilizing it properly. Why did they not take the advice of a consultant or an expert, management consultant or IT consultant before buying that package? They could have said all that. And their operations would have been smooth sailing. That's it. So these people finally quickly reconfigured themselves and met the demand, okay, by doing these things. So Sharath, you can conclude this. Just read out and close. Yeah.
Okay. Workforce jointly back in full swing, because after 90 days and with confidence they are survived. They are in full swing under protected environments. Team spent more than 3 months under one roof, literally on the shop floor friend. The referral. 1 minute, sir.
Yeah, I'll read out. Okay, I think I have difficulty in seeing. No problem.
Okay, sir.
See, they converted the IT companies into medical disposable unit companies. And you know one thing, all the IT professionals became production supervisors, Okay, as a delivery executives, design executives in the new unit. Because as an IT company, I had no work. And they did. Then I asked this guy, person, I said, how did they do? He said, they were immersed. They did a fantastic job. Today, who will survive, my dear faculty fraternity? Who survives today? It is not the intelligent person or the strongest, the Darwin philosophy. It is the one who is most adaptable to change. I am an IT professional. There is no IT job for me. There is a job in a pharma company. I will go and learn and just start doing it. And if you do it, that company will do well, they will survive, you will survive, and the organization resilience builds up. And another important thing, anything new you do, like you are in IT field for 8 years, you are in sales for 7 years, you are in production management for 7 years. The moment you take up another field, it becomes interesting. You will rock, I am telling you. Many faculty have a problem in relocating themselves to industry. Absolutely not required. If there is an opportunity, please go ahead. You will enjoy it. Yes, some of them may not find it congenial. It's okay. You can always come back to the institution. But I am observing most of the teachers and faculty are having problem with jobs because they are not flexible, they are not adaptable. It is not only personal resilience, it is organization resilience. It is personal resilience, which is very important.
Yes, sir. It is personal.
Personal resilience is important, please make a note. But if personally you are resilient, your organization, wherever you are working, will become resilient.
Yes, you are right, sir.
After all, what is an organization? Tell me. You have done so much management, so many case studies, different subjects you are teaching. What is an organization?
Group of people.
Organization is not the infrastructure or the factory or the premises or the technology. It is people.
Sir, organization mean people, structure, purpose.
First, it is a people. Once you have people, everything will come. Structure will come, purpose will come, strategy will come, everything will fall into place. Have people. This company did very well. You look at the last line. Team and willpower. It is a team. This was a statement given by the MD yesterday to me. I asked him finally, what is the reason for your success? He says, it is a teamwork and it is a willpower.
Management story పట్టుకొని వచ్చేది మన క్లాస్లో డీల్.
Yeah. So finally, resilience is what? It's a maintenance of high levels of positive effect and well-being in the face of adversity. And it is not that resilient individuals never experience negative effect, but that the negative effect does not persist. It won't be there for long if you are a resilient person. So become resilient. The message is clear. Because if individuals are resilient, your department is resilient. And if all the departments are resilient, the organization is resilient. Organization,
Right.
you're right? Yeah.
Yes, you are right, sir.
Organization behavior under. What is OB? When you say organization behavior, organization is an entity, it's only a concept. You can't see the behavior of organization. You see the behavior of people.
How people interact.
How people interact, how people exchange. Every person, the way he behaves with, another person, in a one-on-one, in a group, in a team, with a customer, with vendor. This is what is important.
Perceptions, attitudes.
Yes, all this. To build resilience. If you build resilience, then automatically you are a major contributor to the organization. And if all the employees are resilient,
Organization will definitely resilience.
you will withstand any pandemic also. Pandemic most of the when pandemic जब आता है सबके सब परेशान होते हैं pandemic से. ठीक है परेशान हो सकते हैं, but become resilient first.
Some companies earned profits in pandemic.
Also. Now we move on to quickly to the next level of. So basically, we're talking of capabilities which organizations develop through coping with unexpected events. So easier organization able to cope up. All these companies coped up. So increasing presence of digital skills represents a potential driver for growth. So one thing is very clear, Indian organizations are really going very aggressively in adopting digital skills. And they have a great potential for growth. And the market also has opened out for us. You know very well what is happening globally. Indians products, Indians are welcome everywhere. So adoption of AI, blockchain, VR, AR, analytics, 5G, drones, this is the future. It's increasing and increasing. All the future jobs are here. All the future businesses are here. And all the companies which have adopted these technologies have not only survived, but they are thriving today. Yes. One thing you have to understand, there is also a cost. That's important. Companies are forced to become innovative and more forced on simplification process enabled by digital. So every company is becoming I and D. Should become. Nestle.
Sir, slides are not moving, it seems. I mean, slide how pandemic changed business models.
Yeah.
The same slide?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are able to read the whole slide?
Yes, sir.
See, in the pandemic, we had Maggi noodles and other noodles on the table. Pandemic did not affect us. Every day we are getting. Every day we are getting bread. And we were getting Lay's chips. All these by Nestle, IT and big companies. How do you think they did it? Migrant labor was not there. Factories have closed down. Labor have moved out. There is a lockdown. The only way they did was they adopted artificial intelligence. They adopted robotics and all the IR 4.0 technologies which we discussed in manufacturing. With that, their supply chains. Otherwise, supply chain was drastically affected. There is no movement, there is no transport at all. Where is the supply chain? But they did it. I am asking you one question. Did we have any difficulty in the pandemic for getting any of these basic things? Bread, chips?
No, there was no difficulty. And at certain level for me, there was no difficulty.
Right? That was possible because one, they were being manufactured by big companies, MNCs, Indian MNCs, global MNCs. Next, they adopted the latest technologies. And AI is a major thing That is a big thing happening now. Then according to Deloitte Global Resilience Report, organizations that prepare in advance for a disruption, so whether it is a slow riding tide or a sudden overwhelming surge, are more likely to adapt, rebound, and endure. So message is very clear. You need not wait till disruption. Prepare in advance. Train your people. Improve their skills. Improve their technical skills, soft skills, life skills, management skills, and above all, digital skills. Earlier, digital skills were only confined to the IT department. Today, digital skills are required for finance manager, R&D manager, production manager, supply chain manager, sales manager, HR manager, you name it. HR has digitized, sales has digitized, CRM, so many platforms. What is digitization? Even if you send an email to a customer, giving some product information, that is also digitization. From that point to augmented reality, everything is digitization. Work from home encourage utilizing various digital platforms. Today, all of you are very familiar with Google Meet, Zoom, and several other. You became leaders. Some of you are masters. Because you have been in and out almost more than a couple of 100 times in the last 1.5 years. Anything you do it more frequently, you become very good at that. You can make self videos in a short time. This is the way to keep going. Please read this slide. And can anyone explain what it is? And I would be happy if other than Gurumurthy and Sharath and someone else also can contribute, please.
Okay, sir.
Just 4 or 5 slides are there.
Yes. Dikti Link, primarily responsible. 1970 to 2021. Daily bread 4 to 20. Smart car 3 to 200 models. TV channel 2 to 600 plus. Mobile 6 mobile to 200 models. School 4 to several. Smart home consumer goods. White goods. Education machinery. Corporate hospital. Retail banking fitness. Caters.
Centers. Fitness centers, yeah.
Fitness center.
So what is this slide? You forget that red line that I will explain to you.
How the development has done from 1970 to 2021?
Exactly.
Most of them are digital.
Not digital exactly.
Use digital
The
technology.
Industry 5.0.
It's like the variety and it's like the variety. So one of the point when I look at the daily bread, 4 to 20. So earlier it was a 4 kind of sizes. Now it is a 20 kind of sizes.
Exactly.
And the small cars is 3 to 200 models.
Yes.
It's like a what we call it is a mass customization kind of thing.
Right.
And TV channels, it is also 2 to 600 plus with various varieties and various interests and all. And mobiles, again the same thing. Schools, different kind of mode, and some are like international CBS syllabus, some are state syllabus, some are different kind of thing. That is what my understanding.
Yeah.
How the consumer choices are changing. To
Customer
meet the
centric.
consumer choices and customer choices, these are the things have been innovated and created new product to meet the customer requirements.
Yeah. With respect to 1970 and to 2021, can you relate one of them?
Maybe during 1970, the awareness of the customers were very low, not much because of not connected to digital much. The information was very little available.
Yeah.
Now we are socially connected. Everything you know, with a small click, you can know what is happening across the world, which was not there during 1970s time.
Exactly. You're right. What's your name?
Prasad sir, I'm the moderator. Thank you.
You're the moderator. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Right. So basically, what I'm saying is, yeah, thank you. Good participation. Yeah. So daily bread. 1970, there are only 4 types of bread, right? We had the milk bread, we had fruit bread, we had the plain bread, and we had the, sandwich bread. That's all. Today there are masala bread and Shah Rukh Khan bread and etc.
Thank you, sir.
Brown bread.
Yeah, you name it, 0 calorie, half calorie, so many.
Yes, sir.
Generally cars, only 3 cars, 1970 Indian roads. In fact, 70 is only 2 cars, Ambassador and Fiat. 1980 Maruti came, 81. Okay. And today you go to this Maruti showroom, Hyundai showroom. In small cars only there are more than 200 models. Similarly, TV channels. We had Doordarshan 1, Doordarshan 2, 1970. Today, I think it is crossing with Netflix and all that digital platforms. It's going very, very high. Mobiles, I remember 1997, 98 mobiles came. There are only 6 models for almost 6 months, 8 months. Everybody was using only those models. Today, it's a very crazy range of models. You have the Korean models, you have the Japanese, you have the Chinese, of course, few Indians, you name it, Taiwanese. Taiwan is cheap for all electronic goods and spare parts. They have taken the world by storm. They manufacture anything which an American company manufactures at half the price, including the process. The growth of Taiwan is a huge success story. It is not only Singapore, please. Make a note and just visit, understand the growth of Taiwan. You will know a lot of things about technological development, technology transfer, technology management and all. Schools. We had the government school, private school, public school, and we had kindergarten, some nursery. Today there are so many techno, these, that. So these are all because of smart homes and fitness centers. So many new things which were not there earlier at all came out. It is because of the DIKTI. Now tell me, what is this DIKTI link? Each one is a word. D for what? I for what? K for what? All of you know the answer. All simple computer words. First three.
Design, innovative, knowledge, technology. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
The first 2 are simple computer words.
Digital, innovation.
Before that. Some people think both are same. Any computer, what is required is D. For any decision, you require D.
Data.
Absolutely. That's it. So data, information, knowledge, technologies, innovations. So tons and tons of data is coming into the world. Because of data, abundance of information is coming. They are linked. And because of so much information is coming, so much of knowledge is coming. And because of abundance of knowledge, so many technologies have come. Technology always comes from more knowledge. And when so many technologies come in, there will always be innovations and something new and value add for the customer. Got the point? Each one of you?
Yes, sir.
So that's a link. So there was hardly any data in 1970. Only 4 bread, 3 cars, 2 channels, hardly anything. So life was very easy. Competition was very easy. Few models. Take anything, car, scooter, fridge. Today 50 models, 100 models. Thanks to information revolution, thanks to the knowledge economy, thanks to technological revolution, technological advancements, thanks to the innovations.
But the people were happy during that time than this time.
Yeah, you're right actually.
Thank you, sir.
You're right, absolutely right. I think we can have a separate session on happiness. It's not easy. Today there's a missing element.
Yeah, sir.
Now you see. Prasad, how long we can go on? Another 10 minutes?
Sir, yes, sir. Up to 135.
Yeah. One small 2 minutes case is there, then we'll conclude. Yeah. Tata took 50 years to become a brand name. Infosys came in 1981. All of you must be aware. Registered in Pune. Narayan Murthy and Company. The great Indian IT revolutionary people. 1996 तक Infosys का नाम उतना पॉपुलर नहीं था. 15 साल लगे Infosys को. अब उसके बाद तो last 25 years it's become a brand today. Haldiram, 10 years. In a small home in Nagpur, few family members were making packets and selling mixture. Today, they have gone to Europe. I was in US last year, some of you may also be there. You go to any store, you can find Haldiram in California, in New York, in Chicago, Texas, in Australia, in New Zealand. But it took 10 years. Our own Velanki Foods, Swagruha Foods, Andhra brand, okay, Telangana brand, they took 10 years. A group of houses came from these Andhra village areas to Hyderabad and started making these, offering these snacks, Telugu, sweets and snacks, about 15-20 years back. Because a Telugu who goes to Sydney and gets into a college, he still wants his own typical Bandaru Laddu. Right? So to cater to that, exports are happening today. Packages. Swagruha has become Velanki, expanded, and Velanki today has completely gone into hundreds of crores of turnover. Yahoo took 5 years to reach the globe, entire globe. Google just 3 years. Facebook to ek hi saal. Then the Twitter came, YouTube came, in the same time, they became famous. Anna Hazare movement, all of you know, took 6 months. There is a song called Kolavari Days, it took 4 months. Then there is a Indrani affair and beef, 1 month. Thanks to all of them, they are only companies and businesses. COVID, it has literally damaged sectors. Hospitality, airlines, hotels, badly affected. Closed shops, some literally closed permanently. Tourism, entire hospitality industry, sector itself gone. So many manufacturing units. Globally, supply chain today is a major issue. For information, a company called GE, which makes, and all the big companies, they offer this medical equipment. They are taking orders, but they are unable to execute because their supply chain is affected and their vendors, sources have unable to supply them on time, the equipment and the spare parts. Today, electronics and semiconductors, huge shortage of chips. All electronic devices deliveries are getting delayed. Education, you know very well, today as a class 7 student is almost blank with what is happening in class 6 and even class 5, partly. So, a big challenge. Without knowing maths of 5th and 6th, he has to again go for 7th class maths. Is it easy? Not easy. Because he has been taught on online, and we know what is happening to online education, especially rural areas with poor infrastructure and several challenges. Agri-based, MSMEs, startups. So major hit, please. Today, anyone who has a job is a very lucky person. Anyone who has work, I would say more than job, anyone who has work is extremely lucky, fortunate. That's what COVID did. Now, the final conclusion. PwC. Anyone can expand what is PwC?
PricewaterhouseCoopers.
Yes. Please visit sites of McKinsey, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Google. Read their information because they give the latest updates on management, technology, and others. India has really overtaken USA, UK, Japan in AI adaptation during COVID. Supply chain got disrupted, but Indian companies adopted fresh strategies around manufacturing and supplying goods. Today, basically, operations and supply chain management is a big subject today. With a lot of promise. There are many jobs. Manufacturing with upgraded IR 4.0 and supply chain again with 4.0. A lot of strategies Indian firms adopted and survived and still going ahead. There is the highest increase in the use of AI compared to, we've beaten UK, USA, Japan. Can anyone tell me what's the reason? How could we beat them?
The demand and adopting the technologies to meet the demands.
Yeah, when you say demand, see, please understand, India is about numbers. Our numbers are very huge. So definitely we'll be more than US. A 137 crore India is far ahead compared to a 35 crore US, a 5 crore or 6 crore UK and 12 crore Japan. The numbers also matters. Okay. So Indians have got, can defeat many countries in numbers or in that particular segment and industry. So this is a slide, next generation, next level slide. COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated the process of digital manufacturing. It is underway globally, now in India. So we are talking of digital manufacturing today with all the technologies we discussed so far. So Indian companies have accelerated their path. So please read more, learn more, share more, discuss more cases in digital manufacturing. Okay, understand how organizations are reshaping, regrouping, and transforming themselves. 3D printing, CAD, analytics, AI, this is the future. I'm telling you one thing, you need not be doing any course in virtual reality, but you must know what it is. That's very important. Similarly, simulation. Similarly, each of these processes. Now, in a minute, I will just tell this and conclude. Pyramid glass experience. Pyramid, all of you know, Pyramid is a major group in India. They were making food, pharma, cosmetics, perfumery industries. Pandemic affected perfumes and nail polish. Only food and pharma glass demand increased. Then they, with 1/3 of the force, they started operations. It became essential service. Then they innovated. What did they do? Two major innovations. One at the factory gate, another at the foreign experts visit to install the glass furnace. What did they do in the factory gate? They replaced electronic fingerprints with facial recognition. So from factory gate to manufacturing, everything prevented people from violating masks and other COVID norms. And there is a major sea change in their operations. Then see what they have done. Pyramid had to commission a new glass furnace and increase from 100 to 145 tons per day. 10 experts from US normally come and do that. But with augmented reality, they could bypass and that visit of experts and did everything themselves, and only online video sharing, locally procured, started the operations within 1 month. Foreign customers normally would inspect samples. They used AR, augmented reality, and succeeded. So they send the samples, and with AR, the prospects can see actual products in their hands. That is what AR does. That is what VR does. Virtual reality and augmented reality. You get a feeling of seeing the actual real life environment over there. So to conclude, technology, standards, applications, IoT, data analytics, pyramids went through an impressive transformation of its operations, accelerated digital journey. Okay, so much so that there is a US company called Blackstone, they acquired a stake. Finally, leadership. What is required today? Leadership, ensure success, situational leadership, quick learner, global perspective, innovative. So far we talked technology. Okay, this is the soft skills part. This is the life skills. Adaptability. Leader has to be optimist. All those who connected well with the people, they survived. Always what next thinking, and of course a very high EQ. Today everyone requires a very high EQ. This is the leadership part. So finally, successful companies, keep your employees safe, adapted to remote working, maintain trust, leaders. So what is cultivating resilience? Yeah.
Can you, this slide?
Yeah.
What is promoted agile strategies means? It's
Agile.
agile means like dynamic changes and implementing the situations.
Yeah, dynamic, please. Be always dynamic, and don't have any dormant strategies, theoretical ones. Strategy must be implemented quickly, and results must be seen. Adaptive cultures. Adopt yourself. Whatever may be the culture, adopt. Make a difference. Then implement advanced technologies and use it effectively. One more thing, my suggestion, you need not straight away go for the latest technology. You can be choosing in your own way. Some technology you can adopt. Reskilling is important, redesigning. And of course, be ready to diversify. Go where the business is, go where the job is. Be ready for that. If you are ready, then you are moving ahead. So developing technological capabilities to drive new business models. Fine, Gurumurthy? Resilience. Most of the time yielded success, while lack of it created struggle. So if your workforce is adaptable, okay, you have a resilient culture, then organization will have a good success, progress and success. I saw this slide and quite impressed with what she said. I get up every morning and think, how can I push the company? You can even Google her and see.
Excellent word. It is there is some lines are missing, it seems, at the top. Same thing.
Every day I get up in the morning and think.
Okay, every day. Okay.
Google and find out. Yeah.
I'm just taking the screenshots. Very good.
Right, got it? Yeah, I think I'll share this PPT with you.
Please, sir, please. It's really interesting.
Yeah. A lot of work has gone, 30 plus years experience has gone into this. I'm sure it will be useful to you and with whom you share, right people. So we create more companies, more enterprises, more entrepreneurs, more wealth and more jobs. That's what India needs. So more aware of transformation, more adaptive, be visible, be relevant. So people have job insecurity. Okay, connect with them, tell them we are together, top management, leadership. They have to be very humble and kind and empathetic. Coming crisis. Collaborate. Embrace the change. Build agile muscles. Novel ways to engage past and present clients. Richard Branson of Virgin Group, he always says, employees are first, then customers. Okay. So today that is very important. Mission critical work. Any investment, new technology will always pay off. And digital is always the way to go. So investment in digital technologies is a fruitful solution to reduce disruptive efforts and shall increase organizational resilience. So this is the way to go, please. First invert in technology, then the soft skills and leadership skills. So we come to the last slide. Rethinking on how managers should be empowered and expected to motivate and engage teams. Rethink. Senior leadership, please be confident. Last point I want to tell today. The leader, the top man, the CEO, the entrepreneur who are leading the organization, the HOD, the principal, the director, you must be confident. You must be confident. Because people down the line, they have to be taken care of. They look upon you, and once you're confident, they will just give up their best and continue to attract talent. Thank you very much. And here we move.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Stop sharing, Jester. Stop sharing. I can see the participants.
Yeah.
I want
participants have any questions?
And Prasad, I want a screenshot of the participants. I'll put up on the social media.
So if all the participants can switch on their camera, please switch on your cameras.
I think you have to close this, no? First.
It's okay, sir.
No, close this slide now.
Slide is already closed, sir. If all the participants can switch on their camera.
One minute. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good to see you. You all seem to be very active and raring to go. Please continue the same tempo. Yeah.
Thank you. Any questions? Hope everybody is feeling hungry.
Actually, there was some information which was little technology oriented.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful, interactive, informative section. Learners are winners. Especially pandemic, many companies got affected. But some companies are still done wonderful. What makes an organization resilient? You spoke about the power of determination, which will make you unstoppable. Is one of the important factors for success. And you also told that the world is shifting from offline to online. You spoke about upgrade ourselves, especially in the areas like artificial intelligence, IR 4.0, robotics, blockchain technology, digital marketing and business analytics, and other latest technologies to survive in the market. You discussed the case on turnaround strategy of an upcoming company during COVID lockdown with a new business model of starting products like medical disposables to meet the existing market demand for various hospitals and institutions. This case talks about how an IT company converting into a medical disposable company to survive. So that means change is inevitable. You cannot simply stick to a particular thing. Like even Nokia also failed, same thing. So you also spoke about organizational resilience and how pandemic changed many companies' business models, which forced many companies to become innovative and creative. At the end, the session insists on updating oneself according to changing environment in terms of acquiring new skills required. How the world is changing from 1970 to 2021, it has been explained nicely, and in terms of technological development. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing us a wonderful time with us. Thank you so much. Now we quickly take a break for lunch, and we will be back at 2:30 sharp for session 3 of day 4 of Faculty Development Program on Organizational Behavior. Thank you so much. Sir, you're on mute. Ramesh, sir, you're on mute.
You're taking the picture, huh? Pictures.
Sir, I have taken one pic. I'll send.
Can I have an individual pic also while speaking? Separate. You can do that right from there. Individual.
I do know. I did not take individual pic.
Yeah, you can take. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Right. Welcome.
We take a break for lunch. We'll join by 2:30.